Tommy Rees talked about Kenny Pickett and what he's seen working with him so far.
Yeah, he's doing a really nice job. I think, the terminology in a system, those are fluid. Concepts usually are understood. Those are pretty universal at times. So Kenny's done a really nice job with everything we've asked him to do. We're pushing certain areas with him, continuing to try to improve his game. And, again, he's done a nice job through the first week and a half, and we expect him to continue to grow.
And again, it's kind of, I can't believe, Tim, every time I think about this, Kenny Pickett would be on his fourth, he'd still be on his rookie contract. So he's a guy that's played a lot of games, won games, hasn't had big numbers. You're not going to have big numbers with the offense that he worked in, though. I think in a perfect world, they would love for Kenny Pickett to outplay Joe Flacco and be the starting quarterback.
Yeah, I do think, if the goal is obviously protecting the football, cutting down on turnovers, and leaning on your running game, I think Kenny Pickett is certainly the guy to go to. And he's played in two offenses in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia that really base their offenses around ball control. I mean, Pittsburgh, I've talked about so many times, the Tomlin formula involves protecting the football at all costs and not putting it in harm's way. And Kenny Pickett was pretty good at doing that. And in Philadelphia, when he had to start a couple games for an injured Jalen Hurts, he could just turn around and he had Saquon Barkley right there to get a whole bunch of yards whenever they needed, and he didn't have to put the ball in harm's way too many times, especially when you have some elite receivers like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith who can make any quarterback look much better. So certainly, if you're going for that ball control style of offense, Kenny Pickett seems like an interesting fit, and it's crazy that a first-round pick kind of is in a weird situation where he's already on his third team. 2 years in Pittsburgh, last year in Philadelphia, and now in Cleveland. It's been quite an interesting journey for a guy who was drafted in the first round to already be on three teams before his rookie contract even expires.